Now a student, what will happen? You will be having, so it is at mean position. The block is at mean position. So the mean position will just show one line. It'll be easy for us. So this is what x equal to 0. There's no compression or elongation in the spring. And you'll define this time as 0. And I'll give velocity, say Vm. From where the block is starting its equation of SHM, from where it is starting, I'm defining t equals 0 at mean position. So therefore the equation will be x equal to a sine omega t. Look at now, if you differentiate, you'll get v a omega cos omega t. And what is Vm? Vm equal to a omega. Who will give that velocity? Myself. And you know impulse. You just go and strike with your finger, no? Just strike it like this, like how in carom board you strike the striker, no? Like that you strike block. It starts moving, no? I'll give impulse. And because of that, it starts moving. From where you started counting, when the block is at mean position, you started counting. So therefore, at t equals 0, what was the velocity? Put t equals 0, a omega, that is towards right. Agreed? And what is x equal to 0 it is. Now, instead of this, a student, a student may start the SHM like this, no? So instead of giving velocity towards right, A may give velocity towards left. Any changes you are going to make it here now? Yes, there is a change. Okay, this I'll come to this later on. Okay, first will all of a sudden you find difficult. Okay, let me take this one. Instead of this, what means student, instead of giving velocity, what you'll do is you will pull the block by a distance a and you will release it. Release from rest. And you will start counting time from here. So how much of spring force will act? Ka. Tell me what will happen to now this one. Again, this x equals 0. At time t equals 0, what was the value of x? It was equal to how much? It was equal to a, no? So therefore the equation what happened will end up a cos omega t. I'll differentiate it. V is equal to dx by dt. So a omega sine omega t. At t equals 0, what should be the speed of particle? Should be 0 because it leaves from rest. So this will be a little bit writing equations. Okay, that one. So what I suggest is like directly take help of a circle. So instead of this, what happened? We should have written this as a. I think this is more justified, no? Because what is the phase of this here? 0 phase. What is the phase of this? Pi by 2. If a particle starts oscillating from right extreme, then what means the equation of SHM should be omega 2 plus pi by 2. Able to understand? Because according to the circle concept, right extreme pi by 2, mean towards right should be 0 phase. The same thing, 0 phase, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. If a particle starts from here, 0 phase. If a particle starts from here, should be 5 pi by 2. The phases here. So now what is the phase of this will be? Pi by 2. Sine omega t plus pi by 2 will become this much. There's a method of writing cos or sine. Now I think you'll little bit very good position to write this equation. I'll define this is t equal to 0. Okay, tell me like, what is the equation you're going to write? So this should be equal to x is equal to, what is the phase of this? A sine omega t plus phi, no, the phase of this. Anybody value of this? Minus a sine omega t. Differentiate this, you'll get velocity minus a omega cos omega t. maximum speed. Now, similarly, if a student no, this will be minus a. This will be left extreme. I think I need not to write this minus a. You'll get confused. Release from rest. So what is the state of it? This time is what I'll define t equal to 0. What should be the equation? X equal to a sine omega t plus 3 pi by 2. Now what should be the equation? Anybody? What shall I write? Minus a cos omega t. Am I right? Okay, okay. Wait. It should be. Is it correct now? Or shall I write cos? Omega t. Why negative sign has come? Anybody? Just help me with what is sine omega t plus 3 pi by 2? In terms of cos, sorry, in terms of cos.
Minus a cos omega t.
Okay, I think this will be. Okay, integrate this, you'll get the velocity. V equal to a omega sine omega. This is the expression for velocity. Okay, no, a student. So again, he'll come back anywhere, no? Okay, now look at this one. Sir, why we need here? See, like when you're doing experiment, suppose like I'll ask you to study the SHM of the spring block system. So what a student will do, either he will strike the block with, he'll give velocity from mean, or he may give velocity, or he may pull this spring by distance and release. And you should, I'll ask you to calculate the time period. What you're going to do, you're going to take the time measuring watch or stopwatch, something you're going to take, and you want to measure time. The moment you release the block and you go and start pressing the button, by the time when the block will move, no, some error will come lab practically. So therefore what we do is, I'll give velocity, or I'll pull the block by distance and release it. That one. Then I'll hold the stopwatch. Also like a stopwatch, that one. Then when the block is at mean position and moving towards right, the moment it arrives here, I'll press the button. Okay, it'll go like this and complete one oscillation. I'll stop the button. I'll calculate the time period. This will be better, no? Or shall I give velocity? Then I'll go and take some stopwatch will be there. Then I'll press the button. By the time when you go press the button, it may complete 2 or 3 oscillation, or it may somewhere here. So error will come here, no? So therefore, the moment you start counting time, when you should press the stopwatch. So you see, like now, see, we are in where 21st century. Even I did lab with stopwatch only. Now we have mobile. Microseconds also it will read. It'll be very easy. So if we just go back, so like a 20, 30 years, no time measurement. So when in lab, we used to go for stopwatch. That one. So there the error should not be generated. So therefore what I do is either I'll give velocity or I'll pull the block by distance, I'll release it. So if I want to, if I start counting time when the block is here, I should write this equation. Getting? If I start counting time here when the block is here, okay, let's not bother from where you are given velocity or you are pulled out. It's none of our business now. If you start counting time when the block is here, write this equation. If you start counting time here when the block is at right extreme, write this equation. If you start counting time when the block is at mean and moving towards left, write this equation. If the block is at left extreme and you start counting time, write this equation. Getting the idea? So why these equations? It all depends upon from where you start counting time. But so like shall I pull the block or shall I give the velocity? It's left to you. Which one you feel practically very easy without damaging the setup, you can go for it. Getting the idea? This is so this called like the phase idea is what will help us a lot here. Okay, now a person, what you do is like a sir, why I'll go for, so I'll take somewhere position like this. So person who is very good in maths, everything. So what you'll do is like you will take a situation of like this, where the block is somewhere here at a distance a by 2, and you'll give some velocity, and this is the e, and you'll say I'll start counting time. It can happen, no? I may count time. Sir, why I should count time when it is mean or extreme? I'll count time when the block is somewhere here. Okay, no problem. Then what is the equation of SHM? Getting the idea, no? This is so another student, what you'll do, he will count time. Okay, first we'll finish off this mathematically. How to write this equation? How to write equation of SHM for this? You know trigonometry. I think as a physics teacher, what you said, since you know trigonometry, okay, I'll use trigonometry, you'll get answer. Yeah, that is what. With trigonometry only, what we are going to manage here. So I'll do one thing. It is having some phase, no? So if it start from mean, what is the phase? I think let me keep all the diagram. Now, if it starts from here, it has zero phase. If it is having here, if it starts from here, if you start counting time here, pi by 2. Somewhere here, what should be the answer phase between 0 and pi by 2? Am I right? This one. So how to write equation? So will proceed like this. X is equal to a sine. We don't know the phase that we have to determine. If you're getting confusion, you write delta or what are the symbols. This unknown thing which has to be determined. What is this? This is called like a phase that has to be determined. Okay, at t equals 0, what is the value of x? This is what we define x equals 0. This is x equal to plus a. So what is the value of x? Plus a by 2 a sine omega into 0 plus the phase which is unknown thing. What is this will become 1 by 2 sine phi. So what is the value of phi? Sine inverse of 1 by 2. So what is the phase of this? Pi by 6. Then what is the equation of SHM? The equation of SHM is in fact a sine omega t plus pi by 6. So what is the thing? If I start with at a by 2 with velocity away from mean position, I should give velocity, then the equation should be like this. Or I'll give velocity to the block at mean position only, but I'll start counting time when the block is here. Then the equation should be written in this way. Now another student, sir, why only this? I will start counting time when the block is a by 2 and moving towards left. Now what changes? Plus a minus a x equal to 0. The block is somewhere here. And you will define t equal to 0. Now you know enough of mathematics. What should be the equation now? Tell me what you are going to do with mathematics. I think this will not help much. This will not help here. So like I'll write what is x plus a by 2. I'm getting pi by 6 only. How come both will have same phase? Am I right? They should have different phase. Will I agree? Or same phase means okay, no problem. Well, these two have same phase. Okay, already we are discussed. You can see this. already we have discussed. Can they have same phase? What is the phase of one? Something you have brought it, no? They will have different phase, no? So what is the phase of this will be between 0 and pi by 2. What about phase of this will be between pi by 2 and pi? Definitely 1 and 2 are having different phase. No. So therefore we have to find out. So I suggest you rather than trigonometry, that one. So better we'll take help of circle. The idea of circle, what happen will help us a lot. Let me end up this in here only. Let me start here. So let me draw a circle. I'll draw a small circle. That will be sufficient. Let's come for this one. So where the particle is somewhere here, no? This is a point two. Can we calculate this angle? This is the phase. Phi 2, let me call it, or say phi. How to calculate that phase angle phi? And we know this distance is how much? A by 2, and this is A. So what is sine theta? Is A by 2 by A. Theta is pi by 6. So what can be phase of this one? Phi is equal to pi minus theta, pi minus pi by 6 will be phi pi by 6. So what is the equation of motion will be? X equal to A sine omega t plus phi. Is there any difference between these two? If you start counting from point where x equal to a by 2, and if you define x a by 2 and the velocity towards mean position, no, the equation should be this one. You may take help of trigonometry. I suggest you take circle. It will be much easier because you can save time. Because definitely the exams what we write, no, the time is a very, very important parameter. I just simply suggest you take help of this one. Okay, now are you getting no? So if I write some equations, uh, x equal to a sine omega t, what does it mean? The particle will start its oscillations from t equals 0. If I write x equal to a sine omega t plus pi by 6, so what does it mean? The particle will start its oscillation from where at x equal to a sine omega t plus pi by 6. If I write like a omega t plus 5 pi by 6, it will start oscillation from plus a by 2 with velocity towards mean position. Is there any difference between these two? Yes, no. If I don't have this phase concept, is it possible for us to express this motion? Not possible. We may, using language, I'll say that particle is at plus a by 2 moving away from mean position. Particle at plus a by 2 moving towards mean position. How moving away, moving towards, can you use this mathematically? Not possible. Now I can do mathematics. So just what happened, we are bringing mathematics so that what happened, the things will be very systematic. We can multiply. I can do what all mathematical operations now with this phase. Okay, all of you got the idea now? So what do you mean by sine, cos, omega t plus pi by cx? So what do you mean by phase? The basic idea of this particular thing. Okay, you should also know how to plot graph also. That's what I want students to learn, how to plot graphs also. Let's take, I think, one more.